If anybody could outdrink me and Taker, it was Yoke Dog. If that was possible, it'd be Yoke. We'd be at a topless club, and the first thing Yoke would do is, "Hey, Yoke, 3 bottles of Jack. Let's go." And they'd bring 3 bottles of Jack, and that's where we start.
I feel like it's a really memorable appearance at one of the first Royal Rumbles, the '93 Rumble, where you came in, you were third, you were eliminated by Ric Flair. I don't know if you remember this.
No, I don't. I've been in a lot of those, though. Rick put me out, huh?
Rick put you out pretty quick.
Pretty quick. That's even worse.
See?
That's why I don't remember it. It was quick.
Was it cool to you, though, like either way? Like, it's the same kind of pay?
Brother, it's, one of the last Royal Rumbles I did, I got in and got drop kicked right away. I wasn't even a wrestler at the time. They wanted me there just for the entrance. And so I wasn't in there for 1 second. I get in, turn around, get drop kicked. Vince tells me, "I don't care if you land on your feet." He goes, they just wanted my entrance. And so that night, I had got one of the loudest pops of the night when they hit my music. And so I was talking to Billy afterwards, Billy Gunn, and we're talking. He goes, "I remember a time that we would have been pissed that we got knocked out so quick." And I'm like, now, I don't have to do anything and I still get paid the same? I mean, if you ain't going to win it, ain't no sense being in it all that day. It was a blessing to me. I was like, oh, I'm cool with that, bro. Yeah, I had no problem. It was more about being business and being part of the show than it was about me. And what do you need me to do? Okay. You going to pay me how much? Okay. Yeah. Cool with me. Let's do it. And that's what happened.
I have a couple questions about this Rumble because it's interesting because the Giant Gonzales came in to attack your boy, The Undertaker.
Oh, boy.
Midway through. What do you remember about the Giant Gonzales at this time? He was...
he didn't talk much. I think Harvey Whippleman was with him at the time. He didn't really talk much. He didn't hang out with us. I really didn't know much about him. I know it was one of Taker's harder opponents to have a match with. But as a person, he seemed like a nice guy. He was tall. It would be so funny to watch that. He was literally, I don't know how tall he was, but I bet you he was at least 7'5", 7'6". I don't know what they listed him at. But he was so tall that he'd get on an airplane and he would bend over and he would bend over like this and the back of his shoulders would still be hitting the top of the plane. And it was just a trip to see him walk through the airport. And even if people didn't know who he was or if he was a wrestler, he was so tall that it would stop the whole airport and people would just be like, because he was literally that tall. I mean, it was great. But I didn't know him that well. Seemed like a nice guy. But working-wise, he had his limitations.
That's crazy coming from you, too, because you're probably taller than like 99% of the population. And then this guy's like 5, 6, 7 inches taller than almost everybody. I mean,
5, 6, 7. He's like a foot taller than everybody. I mean, if you're 6'7", he's a foot taller than you.
Yeah, you're right. Damn.
And then they had him with Harvey Whippleman, who's probably 5'6". So that was perfect.
Your boy Yokozuna won this Rumble. This is when he was getting a really big push. I think he threw out Randy Savage at the last minute, and he was really on his way. So was this kind of like where the crew kind of really cementing itself? Yeah,
I mean, we all hooked up right away. I mean, I don't know if Mark knew those guys before from WCW, but we all gelled real quick, and it was like me and Taker rode together forever. And then just as far as I can remember, we were always friends with all those guys. And it was because we played dominoes together and hang out together. But, I mean, that goes way back to I would say the early 90s we put that crew together. Early 92, 93, that crew was already together.
For the newer fans that are watching that may not, or may have only seen matches or highlights of Yokozuna, one of your good friends, can you just tell how he should be remembered or how you remember him?
One of the most talented big men to ever cross. People have no idea how much talent besides wrestling. Yoke Dog, I call him Yoke Dog. Yoke Dog could play basketball, and he was so big, his ass was so big that he'd back you up, and you couldn't even get close to blocking his shot because his ass was so big. But he could also shoot. Hell of a rapper. People don't know, man. He could rap, just flow and battle people. Just the coolest dude in the world. But more importantly, hell of an athlete to have that much agility. I mean, the dude was 600 pounds. And I know I rode with him. We did everything together. I know, but just a great dude. Hell of a talent. And just, just so many of us have, I'm just start thinking about how many BSK guys are already gone, from Yoko. Paul Bear is gone. Crush is gone. It's just crazy how fast Mr. Fuji's gone. And so, but great guy, man. Great, really good friend of mine, really good friend. But I'm friends with that whole Samoan family.
And he could hang with you guys as far as the party and all that. I mean, no amateur.
If anybody could outdrink me and Taker, it was Yoke, dog. If that was possible, it'd be Yoke. Because we'd be at a topless club, and the first thing Yoke would do is, "Hey, Yoke, 3 bottles of Jack. Let's go." And they'd bring 3 bottles of Jack, and that's where we start. And so, good guy, man. But he could go. He can go hard.
I'm feeling like he was kind of a ladies' man or something. That I don't know why. I just get that feeling like he's such a unique kind of.
He was smooth, Yeah, he could talk. He had the gift of gab, and yeah, man. Yoke was on top. Yoke was so much cooler than you people know. Yoke was cool. What's cracking, lacking, everybody? WWE Hall of Famer, the Godfather here, and you're watching Title Match Network. Check it out. Peace.